Right, okay, folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, okay, let's try and keep this serious. No kidding or joking, because this is, Holy Toledo, what's that? Another news flash. Anyway, listen, this is a story by Andy Shipley. Alright, Andy, welcome to Glesga News, pal. Right, okay, what we've got new figures that have been just released by the Scottish Government with regard to the Chinese Communist Party virus, or as you know it, COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So it says here, headline, coronavirus in Scotland, 43 deaths as 2,045 new cases are recorded in the last 24 hours. Holy Toledo. I mean, that is mega serious. And 43 souls. There are currently 1,133 CCP virus patients in hospital, and 69 of those are in intensive care. God help them. The Scottish Government also confirmed that 11% of the total number of tests carried out came back positive in the last 24 hours. Now that's a high percentage, 11%. Since the start of the outbreak, a total of 124,831 people have tested positive for the CCP virus. The death toll for Scotland alone now stands at 4,510 souls since the start of the pandemic in March. Just think about that, folks. Nicola Sturgeon, the Queen of the North, was expected to make a statement to Parliament today after the cases soared across Scotland during the Christmas period. But the First Minister also welcomed news that the Oxford vaccine has been approved as a game-changer drug which could be ready for use within days. Well, I don't want to sort of, pour sour grapes or whatever it is the saying is, but they'll be telling you this will all be over by Easter soon, and all they're really doing is moving the problem forward a few months, project it forward a few months. Now get it into your heads, this will be here this time next year. At Christmas next year there'll be some sort of lockdown. That's my prediction, because this new strain that's firing about, the Sturgeon strain, the Nicola strain, it's called a mutant. Right, and that's why I'm picking Nicola Sturgeon for it. Anyway, so it says here, on Boxing Day, mainland Scotland was plunged into DEFCON 4 in the wake of fears over the mutant Sturgeon strain. Orkney, Shetland and the Western Isles are exempt, but they moved to DEFCON 3 on the alert system. The measures are set to be in place for a total of 3 weeks. However, the Scottish Government is going to review that in two. That's good in them, isn't it? Under the new rules, Scots must not mix with other households indoors in a private home. However, 6 people from 2 households can meet outdoors in a private garden or in a public place, such as a park. Travel to another council area is verboten. And then the rules for the businesses, God help them. Restaurants, cafes, pubs and bars must shut, but they can still operate with takeaway services. So if you want a pint of Guinness, phone the pub and they'll bring it round. All holiday accommodation is close to tourism and leisure and entertainment premises must shut. Only essential retail, such as supermarkets, petrol stations and pharmacies, are allowed to remain open. Now there you go, folks. And then not a word of that article there, that story, those paragraphs, those words, those sentences, was there any mention of China? I mean, is it just me? As a result of China's actions, as a result of China's negligence, the world is on its knees. You and I are walking about with masks on. Think about it. You know, in a war, you need to pay reparations, don't you? The Germans had to do it, you know? Lots of countries have to do it. How come China isn't having to pay us virus reparations, the world virus reparations? How are we going to tax them to get our money back? I mean, where do you think all these pound notes are coming from that are getting printed and handed out as furlough? Where's that coming from? They're just printing it. So either they're going to have to... The only way out of this, I think, really, for the world economies is to reset it. Forget it. When it's all over, just go to the banks. Nah, you're not getting it. We're resetting. Go back to pre-COVID, 2019. Start afresh. Forget 2020 will be a 0 year as far as the economics or the borrowing is concerned. I don't think they can cope with it otherwise. You can't have that kind of debt sitting, the national debt sitting at that kind of level. How is it possible? Anyway, I'm ranting again, but anyway, you get the point. It's very, very serious. Even my next door neighbour, they've been told to isolate for 14 days. I'm not sure whether that's because they've not been paying their rent, but no, they have in fact, and they were in fact positive for COVID, you know. So they're just ending their 14 days. So listen, folks, you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe, because that's all I've got to say about that. Peace out.
How dare you!